Hello YouTube, Ronin Kaze. A little more tactics today. I recently ran two legendaries back to back with kind of slightly different builds, so we're going to take a look at them. So on the top you have my DPS Vial Jammer build where I have a turret. You know, I've talked about this before, guarding this side of the area, and then I'm going to pulse. And on the bottom I'm support, so I'm going to pulse. And there's my dogs. And then I'm also going to use an Artificer Hive to help everyone's DPS. On the bottom group, I had initially started off, sorry about the dog, I had initially started off as a DPS. Everyone went to turrets, and then I was in my DPS build, and we were doing a ton of damage, so I figured, but the events on the Hollywood where we weren't taking down their shields, so I switched to support, but I still threw out an Artificer. I thought we were jamming an Artificer, but what you're going to see is the DPS build is just super strong. These are both legendary. These are both the same fight. These are both four-man groups. The groups were roughly equal power. One group had two low guys and a really high-level guy. The other group had three other medium level people. I'm around 4,000. So what you can see in the bottom, I don't have a turret up there, but there's another person had thrown a turret up on the right. So again, we're not getting this uneven balance. So even though I don't have a turret, there's a guy helping to support that. I'm up front, and you can see the DPS is done. I'm up front to give the pulse enough capability to hit everyone. We're going to go back and go over the DPS and support build separately, but I want to put them side by side so you get an idea of kind of what's going on. And normally when I'm in a group with someone that has a mortar, we just go through everything. And we still went through everything. Both these groups went all the way to the boss. In the top group, I think I lagged out. I got the Division 2 disconnect right as we were killing the boss. Like the boss had, you know, maybe a quarter of his bar left. We had broke down his armor and everything. Okay, so now here's just the DPS. So you see what I'm doing? I'm guarding this area to push them so they don't push down our right side. You can see that a couple of the other people in the group are kind of behind me in that traditional area behind the tires. I'm going to be pulsing. And this group also had another person that was doing a jammer to take the armor off. But you'll see the middle person of the three, he's, you know, he was a DPSer, like he had the oxidizer. I think that was pretty, you know, we had a pretty great group. He was oxidizing and I was jamming, so we constantly were putting them under pressure. And so we talked about tactics in my last video, and again, this is doing a legendary. We're not talking to each other, but we kind of know what roles we're going to do. And we've gone through the map really easy up to this point. And really on this DPS one, we're almost done. It's a very fast clear. You see there's no drones or anything. Okay, now we're going to come up to the support. I take a little bit longer to get to my spot because I'm not the vanguard of this. I'm going to put down the Artificer. You see this person already posted up and put his turret there. I put down the Artificer Hive to get both hives so they both have that increased damage. And I'm pulsing again in the same spot. If you don't have someone over on the right side putting a turret out, then you can see I just get smoked right there, but I have the unbreakable, then you need to do it. Otherwise you're going to have problems. It's going to take a little bit longer because the spawn is really, I think there's 3 spawns out of that door to the right. Doesn't mean they don't come up, and here's another mortar guy. Doesn't mean they don't come up the middle or come down the left, because you see they're doing that also. And so we have turrets and we have a hive and we have the artificer. I'm trying to get everything, doing that. Still a great group, nothing wrong with it. Just wanted to point out, and I played these back to back. So I did the top one, lagged out or did whatever, and then I joined another group, got another legendary. And I think on this bottom group support, I was the lead person. Again, what is the purpose of all this? I'm trying to get my dumb exotic for the week, right? Because I got to break them down, because when you get to level 20 expertise, you need a ton of exotics to do all this stuff. The mortar guy's great. You see he's looking, making sure that I'm protected. Really great groups in both respects. You can see the spacing on this group's a little more widespread, which is great. We talked about that. Don't bunch up. And I got smoked right there, but Unbreakable. Starting to become a fan of Unbreakable. It's almost becoming like my third set piece for some of these things. But I want to thank everyone for watching. I had someone go down in my family, got the flu really bad, so I've been taking care of them at the hospital. But appreciate everyone. Hope everyone's staying safe, staying well. Thanks for all the support, YouTube, and I'll talk to you again soon.